Welcome to Richard Mabey Presents.
Hello, YouTube friends. This is Richard Mabey with Richard Mabey Presents. It is Thursday, October 24th, 2024 at 1:29 in the afternoon. Big show, big show planned for today. I hope to be able to get through everything in like a half hour's time. But first and foremost, coming up, Joe Peace is having a big comic book show in November. I'll get the dates to you in just a moment. But for more information, here's my handy dandy Joe Peace business card. Joe Peace, the Comic Book Connection. Go on Google and to learn more about the big show coming up, the Comic Book Connection. You will get deals that you will get. I know this is a bold statement, but you will get deals on comic books, Mad magazines, Crack magazine, Sick magazine, those monster magazines like Eerie and Monster magazines. You will not find any. Well, first of all, when you go on the internet and you bid, so you go on eBay. I'm not picking on eBay, but you go on eBay. You have to pay. Now the postage now is getting up to $5, $6, $7 a comic book. So you go there, you don't have to pay postage. So I have no, as Barney Fife would say, no financial remuneration for giving Joe the plug. But he's just a really nice guy, and and he's fair. I mean, he's incredibly fair. Let me call this up here. Comic Book Connection. And just take a second here. Friday, November 15th, 2024. And Saturday, November 16th, 2024. 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., rain or shine. It's going to be in the barn and the tent. And the barn is now air conditioned. And you will get, I'll tell you, you will get some good deals. I mean, you will get some really good deals. Sometimes what I do is, I'll sell you, I buy an Archie, a 1960s Archie there. And then I'll look it up on eBay and look it up on the Macari and look it up on the others. And it's a lot more. And then you have to pay the postage on top of that. So Highway 42, Wearsdale, go on the Comic Book Connection. Now, the other day I talked about my Ford Ranger model diecast. This is a first gear. But also, I keep this, I have a little, in my room, a little TV and a little TV stand. I keep this model that I put together quite a few years ago of a Ford Ranger. And there it is. I love Ford Rangers. Now you can see, I don't know if you, right here, it says Ranger. I don't know if it can be seen clear enough, but it says Ranger. But this is a model that I assembled, old-fashioned monogram Revell model or whatever it was. And I built this model a few years back. The only thing is, my tailgate's missing, but I'm not gonna cry about it. But yeah, I love this model. Look at this. I keep this on my little table where I have my TV. Constant reminder that before I walk through heaven's gates, I'm going to have a Ford Ranger. I'm determined I'm going to have a Ford Ranger. All right, folks, we are down to two books of the book that my sister and I wrote to honor my dad's 30 years as a Scoutmaster and Boy Scout Trooper. So we're down to 2 books. And we decided we're not going to do a reprint for the rest of this year, at least. Maybe in January, we're thinking, well, maybe we're either going to create a new book, a whole new subject, or do the reprint. Printing's expensive. We have a really good printer. Really, really, really nice guy. He's a really good printer. But he can't help it. Paper's going up, ink's going up, everything's going up. And postage is going up. So here it is. Our Dad's 30 Years of Scouting by Patricia Mabey and Richard Mabey Jr. And there's Dad with one of the scouts of Boy Scout Troop 170 going over one of his scout ranks. And that was taken in Thorpe Hall, St. Andrew's Episcopal Church in Lincoln Park. So, yeah, 2 books, no joke. $15 for the book, $6 for postage and handling. My sister went out and bought these really nice envelopes for so you know we do it right. So $21. It is 64 pages. Really good stories, heartwarming, lighthearted, really touch your heart kind of stories. So, got that there. Today I want to talk about the Red Barn, the old Red Barn from the Mabey homestead. Now here's a picture of, I'll dust it off a little bit. God, one of these days I'm going to get organized. There it is, the Red Barn. The Red Barn. Dad and I built this barn in the summer of 1971. It was right after I graduated from high school. So it was between the summer before I started college. Now here's the barn with the open doors. Here's the barn with the open doors. And this is right on the property of the old Mabey homestead. We had about 2.5, almost 3 acres of land in Lincoln Park, New Jersey, for the old Mabey homestead. Interestingly enough, originally the plot of land was like 20 acres or something. But my great grandma, God bless her, Dora Mabey, she had divvied up the property, and then the grandpa's sisters around 1983 sold the land to this fellow who built homes on it. But that's okay. Here's, as you walked into the barn, this is the wall on the right hand. So I'm going to sneeze. Hold on. I had to sneeze and I didn't want to sneeze on the show. So as you walked in the barn on the right hand side, I love that barn. Now here I had pictures, original oil paintings that I did when I was a kid. They were paint by number, but I had them in the barn. And here's the motor oil for the lawnmower. Here's the little funnel thing for put the motor oil in the lawnmower. An old rag here. These were cots that we had, or what do they call them? Hammocks. And Dad had right here, there was a shelving right here and all kinds of tools in it. So that was on the right hand side. Then on the left hand side, as you walked in, here's a lot of shovels and rakes and all kinds of things. Pitchfork. So that was on as you walked in the left hand side. This is a hand truck here. So all a lot of shovels and rakes and 2 pitchforks. I didn't realize we had 2. There's one. There's a pitchfork there, and you can hardly see it. There's a pitchfork there. Now, right past this hand truck, as you walk further into the Red Barn, there was a wheelbarrow and we had like an old tarp we used to use for, put the when we raked leaves, put the leaves on, and this little cat, a black cat, made its home. So Patty went out there and got some blankets and made it real nice and cozy and everything for it. It was in the November, December, but it was a very much a feral cat, female cat. But and one day um we used to leave dry food for her, and also water for her and some milk. We always put it in the wheelbarrow, secure so that it didn't spill. And then one day we were able to pick her up. And she was a feral cat. We took her to the vet and everything like that. And she was an older cat. She lived for about 6 months with us. I kept her in my room, my bedroom, and also she loved the cellar. And then she died. She passed with kidney failure, and I love that cat. We named her Blackie, and I have a picture of her somewhere. I have to find it. I have a couple pictures of her. So, if you want to read some stories about the old red barn, you go on Google here and put Richard Mabey Jr., the old red barn. Richard Mabey Jr., the old red barn. Hit images. Oh wait, how did I get this? Hit images, and you'll see just a few of the stories. I got to get this a certain way. Of the old red barn, and this is when the old red barn, when Dad and I were building the old red barn. But let me so you can go on to the images, click on. So here's a picture of the old red barn. We're in the midst of building it. I'm glad I have that picture. That picture's worth $1,000 to me. I love that picture. That's in the summer of 1971. It might have been, maybe it was. Well, no, I'm pretty sure it was the summer. Anyway, here's another picture. Let me get this right. Here's another picture of the old red barn around year 2000. You can see it's kind of weathered, I love this picture. It's slow getting up. That's odd. Try it again. Nope. I'll come back to that one. That one's slow too. Why are they so slow? Let me see. Visit. You're offline. Huh? Oh, there it is. Okay. I wonder if it'll go like that. Yeah, it does. Here's a picture of the old red barn in the wintertime. Let me see here. And did I show this one? No, I didn't. Here's another picture of the old red barn. I just got to get this right so that there's a picture of the old red barn. Now, threw me out again. Put Richard Mabey Jr., the old red barn. Now you can see there's a story on WordPress here. Can you see that? Wait, let me see. Here. Journey to Truth, the old red barn. I don't know how if I can get that. Maybe if I go back a little bit, it'll be better. There's a story, Journey to Truth. That's my old blog, The Old Red Barn. And this story is from Gunther Publishing, The Red Barn. Gunther, very prestigious publication in New Jersey. Gunther. So let's see. Here's another one. This is the Thanksgiving story, and in the Thanksgiving story, I talk about the Old Red Barn, and let's see. This is from my paper online. There's the Old Red Barn. I remember, Dad, the precious gift of night dreams. And I talked about, like, I had this was a fairly recent story. I got published in 15 newspapers throughout northern New Jersey. Let me see here. Let me see. I gotta find it here. Randolph Life newspaper. I'm having problems finding it here. I'm flipping through all the pages. Well, this isn't. How do you get? I can't figure out how to. Well, anyway, this is a Randolph Life newspaper in New Jersey, and I talked about in there. I talked about Joe Peace's comic book show. That I can't get the great. Well, I can't. Well, anyway, that's a little better, actually. Ironically, yeah. So anyway, just put Richard Mabey Jr., The Old Red Barn, and about 6 or 7 stories will pop up about the Old Red Barn. Yeah, I'm in the moment here. And this is something interesting. This was like a tongue and groove. I put a leaf here of my old maple tree, my old oak tree in my front yard, so I'll always have it. But this is all tongue and groove work here. It goes like this. This is pretty cool, and it goes in like this. So I have Dad had about 100 of these. As you looked at his workbench on the left-hand side, and they were just stacked up 6 or 7 high of these, and he used to keep like screws and bolts and nails, and then he used to, in fact, you can this is from his Washington quarters. See, barely read it. In pencil. He used to write it in pencil, but you can't hardly see it. Anyway, and he used it for his coin collection and for his tools. He had about 100 of these. I don't know where he got them from, but they're really cool. And I always thought this was the coolest thing, the way it just would slide in and out. But I have one, and I cherish it. I have one from Dad's old workbench. So I'm going to wrap it up. I'll put this up tonight or tomorrow morning. So stay happy, stay positive, stay healthy. Please like, comment, and subscribe. This is Richard Mabey. signing off.